Right now, Michigan Tech students are back on campus, and while they're mourning the loss of one of their own, the university has a few brighter things in store for them to look forward to. TV6's Houghton Hancock Bureau reporter Colin Jackson has the details.
Students hurried across Michigan Tech's campus today for some of the first classes of the 2024 spring semester. But amidst the bustle, many will be mourning the absence of one peer. Tomorrow evening at 7, a candlelight vigil will be held for Kenny Bragg, an MTU student who died in a Lower Michigan house explosion with several family members last month. The vigil will be hosted by the Tech Pep Band, of which Bragg was a member. MTU Dean of Students Kelly Raffelli encourages grieving students to take advantage of the university's wellness options.
When we heard of Kenny's passing and knew that he was part of Husky's pep band, we focused our efforts on supporting the students who knew him close, his roommates, his girlfriend, and providing them with counseling support services and some other resources in the community as well.
The vigil will be at the Husky statue on campus. And while the students will take a pause to honor Bragg this week, the university will forge ahead with annual events to give students something bright to look forward to. First up is the start of Tech's annual Winter Carnival. While sculpture construction usually begins at the start of the month, a lack of snow has delayed it to the 14th.
The theme this year, general, it's outdoors. The phrase would be from forest to shores, we love the outdoors. So what we wanted to do was get something that kind of embodies Michigan Tech as a whole and the Keweenaw community. You'll see more nature scenes, whether that be using ice for ponds or streams or building trees and such.
The following day, students will also head into the community to volunteer for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Activities will also include a brunch, a peace march, and a prayer vigil. Colin Jackson, TV6 News, Houghton.
Thank you, Colin.